Get ready for a big, powerful week, a big Earth week, and a Virgo new moon, grand Earth trine. Big week for the ego, and I'll explain why later. This is the report from September 14th, September 20th, 2023. We're going to be getting into the astrological influence. We're going to triangulate for the influence. What's the biggest effect on our psyche? And then we're going to get into the solution. We triangulate for both so we can hopefully increase the accuracy. So here's our start. Here's our influence. And I forgot to do our pointer again. Here we go. We have right in the middle of all of our influence is Virgo, because we have a Virgo new moon, and that's like right at the beginning of our week. That's tomorrow. If you're watching this on Wednesday, I'm recording this on the 13th of September. So Wednesday. So tomorrow, Thursday, the 14th, we're going to start off with a new moon in Virgo. And we have Mercury, all sorts of, he's home. He's home in Virgo. He rules Virgo. He's currently in retrograde, but he's going to spin around and go direct. That's going to add to the Virgo-ness, and it's going to be pleasant. It's going to be great because Mercury's going to be full up. So mind is going to be everything Virgo. So is ego. The only error on this chart is the congruency score. I think that it's really close to 100% congruent. We've got the dream bot that's talking about nose to the grindstone and effort and toil. And we also have the rhythm of time. So that's everything in there. The time is the new moon. It's a new cycle. It's very rhythmic. And it's a global scale. We have that in the dream bot, and we have the grand Earth trine indicated. And we have, this is the I-Ching 12, standstill. And that too is a very new moon in Virgo. It's the new moon time. So try not to do too much, but you're going to feel like it. You're going to see everything that needs to be done. And there's going to be circumstances to really bring you into this physical reality. So much so that you're having probably loss of this sense of time because there's going to be just so much to deal with here in the physical reality. You can try to spiritual your way out of it, and maybe mentally for you, mental signs, air signs like Aquarius and Gemini, you're going to try to mental your way out of this, but we're not going to be able to. It's going to be massive time in the physical realm, and that's okay. We're going to make the most of it, but it's going to be sort of nose to the grindstone because we got a big motivating factor. That's the Jupiter and Venus still. That goes exact this week. We have Mercury station in a direct. Let's see here. What else did I miss? We're going to get into all the astrology, but all in all, we have some underlying motivational energy to get stuff done. And then we have just all this earthiness with Pluto and Uranus in the mix to where it's going to force us to toil. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. For some of you, it will be sort of a bad thing, but I'm going to try to show you how to not see it as a bad thing. All right, let's get started now. Have you yet subscribed? Go to YouTube. If you're not there, go to Telegram. The links are down below. Go to Rumble. We're also on BitChute, so make sure you're there. Get our weekly support. And also the pitch for Telegram, we're going to include other relevant things, such as I've already posted before starting this recording, posted a new moon meditation by Angie. So make sure you go over to Telegram. The link is in the show notes below, and you can get her video. I will also put that link to the new moon. You're going to need that. Well, especially on Thursday, the 14th, but all week, really, because we're in that waxing crescent phase. I'll talk more about that here in a second. But John Doe, we got a hat trick, or maybe beyond hat trick. I can't remember at this point. Is it 3 in a row? We have John Doe has the best comment, I think 3 or 4 weeks in a row. So big shout out, hat tip to you, my friend. And this is not to say that we are ignoring everybody else's comments, but we thank you as well. Love all our commenters, love all our viewers, and just love and light and reverence back to you, John Doe. Thank you. Let's get into the dream bot. And it's a pretty interesting dream bot. There's a lot of twists and turns coming. The red arrows and initially I thought it was like a movement, a twisting movement, but it is more of, how much effort you can put into twisting things, like wringing out water. That's matches all the other red arrows. So it's effort and toil and form, and that's very earthy. That's very Virgo. So that makes sense. The rhythm of time, a little bit more correlated with the moon phase, but hey, the moon's in Virgo anyway, so that adds to the Virgo-ness, and I think it's very correlated here. There is the word love and wizard. There's some cool words in there. That's what I have on the dream bot, so you can see what the collective is unconscious is right now. Okay, astrologically, we have Mercury currently in retrograde, but on the 15th will turn station and direct, and that leaves us then with 5 planets in retrograde. All of the outer planets are in retrograde, so that speaks to the darker, deeper side of us. I don't mean darker as an evil side of us. I mean darker as the hidden side, of more subconscious material is being correlated into our current existence. So we're bringing a lot more of the past hidden through the subconscious out into the world. That'll leave some of you a lot more emotional than normal right now, but it doesn't have to be. Maybe a lot more dreams. Dreams are highly subconscious. You'll see a lot of subconscious indicators, and those indicators would be in the form of examples like emotions, feelings, synchronicities. Like you're seeing a lot of numbers. For me, I'm seeing a lot of 4444. I saw 4 4s, and it was unmistakable. Then I subsequently saw 444, 3 4s several times. That was mainly this weekend. And then went through the meaning of there. So a lot of indicators that you're going to see because, in my opinion, of these retrogrades. All right. Now, midweek, you're going to see Venus and Jupiter go exact, and that's in a square, exact. And that brings up a lot of passion and motivating, fiery, more expansive, more hopeful energy. And there's Mercury turning, and then we have the new moon. All right, let's get to it here. It's a big bang here with Grand Earth Trine. As you can see, the Grand Earth Trine. And this is at the new moon. So this is 8:39 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time on Thursday, the 14th at 21 degrees Virgo, 59 minutes. Almost to 22 degrees of Virgo. So the first things that pop out is this massive trine alignment with Earth energies. So this unlocks a huge amount of Earth energies. And so just overall, there's positivity and optimism with Jupiter. There's change and insight and rebelliousness from Uranus. And there's big power and control and transformation with Pluto. And of course, then there's the ego with the new moon. So all that unlocks. And big picture, we have a couple of different things. So this this mess right here really brings you into the physical world like a magnet, like a magnet. So that's going to be in one way or the other, either situational or maybe a mentality that's thrown at you, or maybe some dreams that just have you focusing on something in terms of responsibility or just overall earthy toil and effort. And then because we have the Uranus and Pluto, this becomes a very transformative change to your practical responsibilities, how you see the details, how you rationalize things. And that's obviously all the Virgo things for this cycle. Well, not all of them, just a few examples. But this is a snapshot of the 29-day plus cycle in Virgo. And at this time, 8:39 p.m. is a great time to do that meditation. On the evening of 14 September, look at the show notes below. Hopefully I'll remember to put that link down there. If not, go to Telegram, and it's one of my later posts. It's Angie's Virgo New Moon Meditation. Now, in my opinion, that would be a great thing to do right at the new moon, but you can also do it continually throughout this entire week. And the reason why is because the new moon is at the beginning of the week, and because it's a waxing crescent moon after the new moon, we're not quite to the actionable steps yet of carrying out your goals. So right now we're just envisioning what you're going to accomplish in this 29-day cycle. And so roughly 2 weeks from here is going to be the full moon. And that's kind of our target for whatever goals we're going to fulfill, our Virgo goals. So you're targeting basically the next 2 weeks. And you get a few days here to envision and establish what you want to get done in terms of what Virgo things that you want to achieve. But you have some time, you have a few days. And so you can keep reviewing that meditation if things aren't coming to you. But at the same time, you've got a big Neptune influence here because it's in opposition with the new moon, the sun and the moon. And because it's in opposition, it brings in dreams, and it should help out your intuition to intuit or see or fantasize about what are some of the Virgo things that you would like to achieve this cycle. Now, you know what? One thing that I forgot was the bigger picture. And remember that this is our last new moon in the Aries eclipse cycle. So we're having another eclipse next month. The next new moon will be an eclipse. And so we start into Libra. We start a Libra thing. So this is your last cycle to get your inner warrior up to par, up to wholeness, up to level of understanding, a level of that you're strong and ready to defend what matters to you. And so now you get the gift of the Virgo making things right. So finding your blind spots, finding what's still missing, what's still weak, and strengthening those for the greater eclipse cycle would be beneficial. And that's a great way to use this Virgo new moon, is to shore up anything that needs to be fixed in terms of your inner warrior. That would be the first place I would start. Then, responsibilities. You maybe being an artist and the details and how you contextualize things or how you rationalize things. Anything like that. All right. Now, the Grand Earth Trine is going to stay here all week, and I just put some dates down here. The Grand Earth Trine with the sun at one of the points will be ending on the 23rd of September, so that's well outside of our CIRF week, but then Mercury is going to take over. You see Mercury going station here, actually, Mercury is going to slowly take over the role of this point, and it'll extend the grander trine out to about 5 October. Okay. And then with the grander trine energy, even if we didn't have that extensive amount, we're looking at the snapshot. So this is the snapshot for the whole new moon phase. So a lot of earth, a lot of toil, but don't forget about the motivating energy of Venus square Jupiter, which we'll get to a little bit later here. All right, at 3:21 p.m. Central Time, 15 September, that's a Friday, Mercury is going to go station. What that means is apparently frozen exactly at 8 degrees Virgo. That's interesting. It's obviously that infinity sign if you spin 8 sideways. But here are some of the things that the 8 degrees implies: success and achievement, power and authority, balance and harmony, practical and materialism. So it's like a double earth, ambition and drive. This is a very earthy number, and very powerful. So Mercury is going to stay right at 8 degrees of Virgo, called station, and then start to go direct. Let's see, that is 3 p.m., 3:21 p.m., and then about 7 hours later-ish, Mercury will go direct. And we see that in here in this chart because Mercury is now at 8 degrees 1 minute. So it has started to move forward. And during the station, the energy is said to be heightened because it's not in movement. The packets they don't have any momentum. It's just shining just straight onto Earth. And so those energies are said to be a lot higher. So you got some extra Virgo energy here, especially in your mental and communication. And that's going to also bring you into awareness of what things you need to be shored up, things that you need to toil with. If you're working hard right now, unusually hard, it's because of all this earth sign. It's all because of the transformative energies in the earth signs, and it's having us spending a lot of time in the earth spectrum to shore it up. So it's not an accident. It's on purpose, and it is honing you. It's getting you somewhere. So don't stop. Keep shuffling forward, even if it's hard. Because remember, you got Mars still in Libra in a detriment, and which means weakened state of getting things done, which is ironic because Virgo is very much nose to the grindstone and getting things done. All right, so here on Saturday, I know I'm all over the place. Sorry. Okay, so we have 12:35 a.m. on 16 September. Mercury is going to be direct. So then when you wake up in the morning, boom, you've got much more acuity in your thoughts, you got better memory, crystal clear thinking, very detail oriented, can see the flaws very easily. So look at all that. And then things I just described with Mars in Libra starting to organize. But we have a waxing crescent moon, a brand new fresh moon coming into Libra conjunct with Mars. So start organizing. This is emotionally start organizing for your Virgo goals during this crescent phase. Sunday, the 17th, this is when Venus and Jupiter are in an exact square. That's at 1:09 a.m. All these big alignments are happening really in the evening, nighttime, middle of the night. All right. So remember when I talked about Sun and Neptune? Well, they're almost exact. They're only a couple degrees off of exact. But the point here is that they have become contraparallel. So that's extra conflicted. So I didn't mention this before, but this also has to do with the new moon because this alignment is there. So the ego is needing to get things done, and it's in conflict with the need to either connect, be seen, or fantasizing, or even spiritualism. It's going to be at odds with and conflicted with getting things done. So going to toil with that. Being, maybe desires not matching what you should do. Should is a good word for Virgo. And we use it a lot. Get guilt tripping ourselves to get things done. I'm not saying that's the solution. I'm not saying you need to be shooting yourself all over the place, but just notice that there's going to be at odds or conflicted between those two things, what you should be doing and what you want to escape to, or what do you want to fantasize about. Okay, and then this is beyond the perfection, but still close. Oh, no, this is the perfection. Sorry, this is exact. So Venus and Jupiter is exact, and this is the strongest alignment here in this chart right now. Over attracting things. That's the Venus pressured with Jupiter with the kind of exaggerated response. So this could be overspendings. Both of those planets have to do with finance and money, wealth, because feeling hopeful, that's a good thing, but feeling pressured to feel hope, whatever that feels like for you, probably going to feel inspired, kind of feel expansive. I think the I-Ching coins, when I did the I-Ching reading, I think they displayed a very Venus square Jupiter sort of a feel and vibe to it, because it was sort of happy. They just were bouncing very high, but not chaotically, very organized, very optimistically. I know that sounds crazy and wacky, but I am crazy and wacky. So there. All right, 18th September. This is Monday now. Everything we talked about, including the grander trine, including Sun opposed Neptune, it's tightening there. We have relational energy is beginning to feel necessary change because Venus is starting to create a square with Uranus. So now there's this pressure to change with the optimism. And here on Tuesday, the 19th, we have a T-square on Venus. Pretty hard square. She's both square off to Uranus and Jupiter. So it's going to be positive in change, or overspending, or changing the way you're spending, something like that. And we have an exact with Sun opposite Neptune. That happens at 6:17 a.m. And so the climax of, should I do this or can I just escape? So it's a either or. You'll be conflicted most likely, but the situations, in my opinion, all week are heavily weighted towards the earth side, and you will just find maybe you might want to go fantasize or go escape, but circumstances probably will not let you, and time will slip away because of it. So we have a waxing crescent. Where is our waxing crescent moon? It is right here, right in Sag. So this is a perfect time to start working on your goals. You'll start feeling your emotions more profound, more opportunistic, a little more hopeful, able to get things done. And so we can take that, but it's going to be with challenges, unfortunately. Moon, square, Saturn. I don't want to spend too much time on that. That's how another way of time sort of slipping away from us. The I-Ching, as I mentioned before, there was just a little spring in these. It was an very unusual I-Ching reading. I did it exactly the same with the same exact intention. It's just the coin just seemed to bounce pretty high and optimistically. I don't know. 12, hexagram 12, standstill. In periods of standstill or stagnation, confusion and disorder can prevail. Powers of clarity and creativity are on the decline. That is not a perfect match. So that brings our congruency score just a little bit lower. The powers of clarity and creativity should be inclining with Virgo, especially with Mercury going direct. Desiring to change such a situation, i.e., desiring to change the standstill too quickly, creates extra conflict. So, nose to the grindstone with this earth energy is just more about shuffling forward, just sort of, trudging forward. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing or a boring thing. Just stay mindful, don't be in your head a lot, and be in your five senses. But line 2 says, when events have reached a standstill because of corrupt influence of self-serving people, the wise endure this period of stagnation by accepting suffering willingly in order to safeguard their integrity. Avoid falling for inducements that do not serve your long-term interest or that violate your value system. The two biggest alignments, in my opinion, to warn you about are going to be that Sun opposed Neptune. So it's either, should I just get this stuff done, or should I escape, go have a beer, go watch TV? It's either or. But the falling, and then the other one is the Venus square Jupiter, kind of overindulging. Avoid falling for inducements that do not serve your long-term interests or violate your value system. So value system is another earth thing. So I would spend more of your time in the earth energy, in the here and now, in the material world. Line 3 says, self-serving people who have usurped power eventually realize that they are not equal to the task they took upon themselves. When this occurs, a sense of shame overcomes them. At this point, events may turn in your favor. Observe your adversaries closely. Line 5, the moment of transition has arrived. Ding, ding, ding. And conditions are changing rapidly. Yes, they are. And this is going to speed things up. That's the Sun, Trine, Uranus, Trine, Pluto, which is all week. So here we have the energy chart. And this is the way I see it. The energy is the highest in the grander, just Earth in general. But at the beginning, Thursday is the new moon in Earth in Virgo. But then all week it stays high, very high. But I think the highest is Thursday with the new moon. There's that pressure on Venus, and this is just, I put it in red because it's more of like a motivating. Venus is in Leo, so it's a fiery energy, and it's exaggerated. It's extremely optimistic because you got optimism with Leo and optimism with Jupiter, and so over exaggerated, and that's going to max out on Sunday when those two go exact on a square. That's on Sunday midweek. So if you add these energies together, it's going to be very motivating. Ironically, we're in a waxing crescent, which doesn't ask you to do a lot of behaviors towards the goals, but you'll be finding yourself very busy, I think. All right, let's go to, oh no, I don't have the solution. There's the solution. And let's make sure that you can see the solution. In this picture, we have this guy being forced to have the nose on the grindstone. September 14th through the 20th. The overview is this. The new moon in Virgo means New goals associated with responsibility, art, the details, self-care, shoring up problems, fixing things, etc. The heavy influences from Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto on the new moon imply a great deal of adapting to practical changes in the material world over the next 29 days. Or, if you don't adapt, remain in the illusion. That's the Neptune. It's the problem with the Neptune. Meanwhile, Venus square Jupiter will continue to strengthen towards passion, synchronistic connections, attraction, which will be energetic and motivating, but risks derailing the Virgo new moon cycle. A lot of change lines. We're going to do this next, so I'll just go ahead and get it ready. And go back to where we were. Well, that's no fun. Let's go back. All right, here's the solution. We start with the I-Ching. That's 50. The cauldron. The cauldron is about nourishment. Rejuvenation means that people in honorable pursuit of their dreams are properly nourished and valued. A fresh approach to old habits is indicated. Look for ways of putting new life into old forms. That is all these outer planets in retrograde. This is your opportunity to change old habits, old forms. Both, maybe you had good behaviors, good habits from days of old that have eroded and decayed, and now you're bringing those back, or you develop some bad habits and you're going to clean those up with the Virgo cleanup crew. Going back to the reading, only when great vitality is present can real breakthroughs be achieved. So we need to keep good energy. This is a great period. We do need to spend some time to develop some goals and then start arranging for the goals, but it's not a lot of heavy lifting until mainly the first quarter moon, which is next week. Now I put it into the calculator, and we are at 21 degrees, 59 minutes of Virgo, the sun and the moon together. And that is in hexagram 47 of the Rave. And we have the Sidereal Leo again. Now, hexagram 47 is called oppression. And because us surfers, we don't fear anything. We just kind of want to know what the main energies are. But we're not going to live in fear. A restrictive and adverse state as a result of internal weakness or external strength, or both. So we have a little bit of the the Aries eclipse cycle, and we also have a little bit of the Virgo new moon here, because the Virgo new moon is going to help you with the internal weaknesses. It's going to help identify what they are, and the Aries eclipse cycle is trying to finish off bringing up your external strength. So we got a little bit of both. It's the combination. And line 6, unfortunately, says futility, a difficult position for which there is no exaltation. And I get to mean here that technically right now the sun is not in detriment, but is in an opposition with Neptune. So it's still that it confirms this kind of conflict that we have. There's the what should I be doing versus can I just escape and have fun right now? There's two big influences that are doing that latter part. So I think it's time to get into the solution. But first, this video is brought to you by Intervention Therapy. Go to intervention.com to see what those services include. And we need to go here. All right. So just to review, our triangulation for the solution involves I-Ching 50, the cauldron, feed your soul at all layers, especially that's self-care. That's a very Virgo thing. So this should come easy. This solution is a very Virgo thing. Pursue your Virgo dreams, work on fixing your old habits. Vitality is the goal. So get your energy level, continue to get your energy levels up. All right. Rave says oppression. What that means is restrictive and adverse state as a result of, weaknesses and strengths. And it's a difficult position. I see this as kind of, for some of it, especially for me, I can speak for me, as we've been feeling a lot of this energy. I am feeling a little trapped in the physical reality because it's so earthy. It maintains toiling and tasks that seem unnecessary to my mind, but I have to do them. Or you suffer the consequences. And so herein, you're sort of trapped in the material world. And we have Sidereal Leo, friendly, charismatic, can be impulsive, and that's not a good thing here. Plus the earth energies, I think it's going to help moderate this. It's going to be hard to be impulsive even, I think. So check me out, see if that becomes a thing. But you don't want to be impulsive, all right? If you notice you're impulsive, don't do that. And again, our Sidereal Leo is choosing consciously to bring these traits forward. That's the suggestion from the overlap. So this is our last new moon of the Aries eclipse cycle. For starters, vector the lunar Virgo goals towards fixing, resolving, making whole any attribute keeping you from being your full potential of the Aries warrior. Here's your question. Can you fight for your highest ideals if you need to? Can you fight for your highest values? Are you willing to fight for what matters to you the most in this life? Question mark. If there are some problems there, some unwillingness there, that would be a good thing to fix in this 30-day cycle, in this Virgo cycle. Find your weaknesses and shore them up in the next 30 days. This is a direct overlap to the I-Ching 50, where it's indicated to nourish yourself, maintain vitality, and resolve old habits. According to the rave, sort of a pickle for the ego. And we talked about what the ego is going under. It's got Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, all in tight alignments. And it's going to be tricky for ego. Don't be looking for or relying on hopium. Make your own luck. That's the converting from a Venus square Jupiter alignment, which is full of really great optimism and hopium and over-exaggerated hopium, to back to Earth. Major Earth means make your own luck. What you do has an effect, cause and effect. This material world is cause and effect. It's a universal law. Meet any demands or challenges head on. It will be purposeful in helping you foster more warrior strength and helps to prepare you in general. Sidereal Leo offers big, bold traits to help in all of this. Don't make impulsive mistakes, but do use the optimistic charisma and confidence. So my quote for myself is, I am confident that I am becoming more whole with less blind spots. I want to achieve I am for more swaths of time. I want to stay in the I am. And this week's benefit is honoring the universal challenges or things that keep you in that material world. This is the time to get those things shored up, folks. You got 30 days. Get them all whole, and that'll help you with I am. The I am. All right. Now, guess what it's time for? The runes. brought to you by Intervention Therapy. We have astrology charts, we have hypnotherapy, we have modalities to get you towards intervention. If you notice, Angie's YouTube channel is Path to Intervention. Just started that. So if you want to subscribe over there, that would be great. She's going to be doing more of these meditations for you. Yera. It means harvest, reward, natural cycles. That's a direct correlation to the dream bot. Fruition, materialism, fertility, growth. It's grounded. And what I'm going to use that for is, bringing in desired events, growth, and increase and patience. And then I'm also going to use TWAS because we're still in that last phase of the Aries eclipse cycle. So I want to make sure I'm fostering the most out of my warrior. And that's what this is used for, is to bring out my best warrior. Masculine energy, strengthen spiritual faith, strengthen willpower. So this Yera is more for the earth part of our work this week, the Virgo-ness, and the TWAS is more for the Aries eclipse. So use both of those together. We got the meshing both of those, maximizing both of them. I think I said the word both too many times there, and I apologize, but I do appreciate you being here. If you want more, you can go to Telegram. Unfortunately, the website, National Dream Center, I still haven't resolved yet. If you knew that was down, the back door, the forum still works. If you have, if you were to click the link below, that will take you to the forum, and that works. But the main site, the WordPress part, I just haven't had time. I've been toiling with other things, big challenges. The lightning damage thing is still not over, but it's, for the large part, it's over. The next toil is with this whole TCR registration for business texting. What a monster. And I think that's our backdoor to censorship. Censorship via texting. Censorship of texting. That's my opinion. And I don't like it. So there you have my opinion. All right. Hopefully the thought police won't come after me for that, but I'm not afraid. I don't live in fear. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.